Houston Rockets coach Stephen Silas might have one of the most complicated jobs in the NBA. Not only have the Rockets became kind of like a dumping ground for players that teams want to get rid of, i.e. John Wall, Danny Green, but he's coaching the second youngest team in the NBA. They aren't listening to him. They are not winning ball games, and it feels like Coach Silas is in a constant state of agony. Let's hear what he had to say about the team's effort or lack thereof.
They're not giving the effort on the defensive end. They're not getting after it like they're supposed to. They're not getting into their man and fighting over and helping each other. They're not doing what they're supposed to do.
This is an example of when a coach is fed up. Coach Silas is over it. And when you cannot even be composed in a post-game interview, you know it's bad. Even so, he had to bang the table to get his point across. Like, what? As humorous as it is, I can only imagine how frustrated he can be knowing that he told you to do something and you ain't doing it. So this lets me know that the players are not listening to him.
Oh no,
They're not listening to him. They have tuned him out. So
yes, and they've only won 13 games so far this season. I mean, it's just not going to cut it. Lots of young talent. They do seem a little willy-nilly, and that's probably part of the reason why Eric Gordon wanted out. Lucky for him, he got his wish. But we're looking at 3 top draft picks in the 2021 draft, and Jalen Green, Jabari Smith Jr. in 2022 draft, and then Alperen Sengun, number 16 in the 2021 draft. Lots of talent. But they're just like, you know what, coach? Miss me. We're going to go out here and play street basketball, and we'll deal with the repercussions because there are none later.
Yeah, and but unfortunately, they ain't going to win you games. Mm-hmm. The sad part about it is that not only are they at the bottom this season, in 2022, they won 20 games. In 2021, they won 17 games. Y'all, I'm going to need the NBA commissioner and all the powers that be to say, what can we do to help the Houston Rockets? This is it's ridiculous. You cannot continue to put this type of product out there for their fans in Houston to see. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I'm quite sure a lot of the people in Houston are on other teams at this point. They probably have the few faithful, that still believe in the Houston Rockets, but really, y'all, come on. So if he's frustrated, I don't know if the players are frustrated because at the end of the day, the check is cashing.
Right.
Direct deposit is hitting on time. So, pay me. But again, as a fan of the game, nobody wants to watch a team that loses constantly. When you have this type of raw talent, young talent, lengthy talent, skillful talent on the roster. It's ridiculous. It's just bad. It's bad all over. And Coach Silas, y'all should probably watch the video when we talk about coaches that may be in the hot seat.
His seat is on ablaze. I think what needs to happen is either guys need to mature overnight or the Houston Rockets need to bring in a brand new coach. Somebody like a Greg Popovich, a Eric Spoelstra, maybe even a Doc Rivers or a Tom Thibodeau. Coaches like that who come in with, an iron fist, they demand respect and they have a system and strict leadership. I think that's what the Houston Rockets need with this group of players.
You know what? I don't know if that would ultimately be successful because if there's not a cultural shift, you mentioned earlier in our discussion where you mentioned that the Houston Rockets team appears to be a dumping ground. Change that. That needs to change. And until that changes, right? And the Houston Rockets organization say, you will not drop players off. We will not accept just any old player. You're not going to use us as your dumping ground because that's exactly what it seems like. Yeah. And until that happens, any coach that comes in with the culture of being just a dumping ground is room for disaster. And I think that's what Coach Silas is up against. So here he is. Now he got to accept these other players. Oh, but you're not going to really be here because we're going to buy you out. Because, you really want your veteran player don't really want to be here anyway. And now the organization seems to just be accepting anybody. During trades and off season, although they may make great picks during draft. but everybody else is don't want to be there.
Right,
So
right.
fix the culture needs to be fixed. A new coach can help with that, and maybe we need to be looking at the front office. Is the front office the issue? And Coach Silas is now trying to manage the front office in their mess, and then the players in their newness and lack of experience in the league, and he's trying to balance all of that. That's
Yeah.
huge. That's a huge burden to bear, right? And the team, because they have a losing culture, continues to carry that on season after season. So change the culture first, which may require a new coach to help do that. But also, the front office needs to stop saying, "Y'all just can't give us any. We're not going to just accept anybody. No, not anymore. It stops today, right?" So yeah, it's hard to be in an environment where the environment is a losing environment and you just take anybody back. John Wall, right? He just spoke bad about y'all a couple of weeks ago. And now you're saying, yo, we'll take him back, although you're going to buy him out. But why even go through all of that? What can Coach Silas do with him?
Yeah, exactly. And Coach Silas can only coach who the front office gives him. So there's that.